Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
And I'm Justin Riley, and here we are at the Model Smart Home for J&K Security Solutions.
We sure are. Say, if you haven't been here, they're off Park Street, and this is an incredible, essentially showroom.
It is a showroom, yep.
To show you what's possible in terms of technology in your home. So I'm really excited to learn about this. I hope you are too.
It's a fascinating topic, and you know, a lot of people have these sort of presumptions about what is involved with home automation nowadays and what is involved with home security. Right. And it's not as invasive or as expensive as you might think. And it's not an all or nothing thing either. It's not like, okay, we have to give you 10 cameras and a huge command center and stuff like that.
Sure.
You can do something pretty simple too. You can have a simple couple of different cameras and then that's just hooked up to your smartphone. I mean, it's pretty easy stuff.
Yeah, so well said. I think that's sort of what people assume, or maybe that's me, but you used to think that you had to have wires running through the walls and things like that.
Knock holes in the walls and stuff like that.
Right.
You don't have to do that anymore.
And there's no wires. It's easy stuff.
No,
so we'll learn. But I mean, things like automating your window treatments or your home security, like you said, being able to check from your smartphone. Really fun stuff. We'll learn how you can get that in your home and how it can be affordable. And you can deal with somebody local.
Yes,
also.
They're a locally owned, family-run business.
Nice.
So
yeah.
We'll also be joined by the Madison Radicals, Madison's ultimate Frisbee team.
They have a championship coming up soon, and what an incredible sport, and how this sport has grown over the years. It's really gained in popularity.
Been a phenomenon.
Yes, well, it's fun to watch for one, but it's one of those sports that you can sort of do at any age in life. So
Absolutely.
I'm always a big fan
Well,
of
I can't throw a disc to save my life.
You don't have to be good at it. You can still do it.
We'll also be joined by Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. He's bringing a student with him to talk about the life lessons that he's learned on his path to getting his black belt, so that'll be exciting.
Well said. It is such a great thing for students to learn discipline through martial arts. We're going to learn about that coming up after the break here on Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Here we are again at J&K Security Solutions and their Model Smart Home. This is such a great place.
It's a great space, and we're going to learn a little bit later about some of the home automation that you might want at home.
It's easy, it's affordable, it's not invasive as you might think. But first, we are talking with Christopher Martingilio.
We get the full name today.
Yes.
Today, full name. I love that.
Sensei Christopher Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good to have you with us. So I see you brought a friend with you today.
I did. I bought one of my junior black belts. This is Nathan Wagner. He's a big help at the dojo and junior leader there. So we thought we'd bring him in today. So you can talk to him a little bit about what he likes at the dojo.
Well, welcome, Nathan. It's good to have you on TV here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Now, I guess share with folks at home, share with us as well, how long have you been training?
Oh, I've been training for actually quite a long time, around 4.5 years, since I was in 2nd grade or so.
Really?
Okay.
You started early.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that pretty typical to start at 2nd grade, or is it vary a lot?
Somewhere in that time period, usually the kids start 2nd, 3rd grade, 1st grade. It's a good time to put them in there.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So, Nathan, I'm curious to know, what do you feel karate has done for you since you've started training?
So I think that karate has done way more than just teaching me the basics of self-defense and fighting and just making me grow stronger. I think that karate has helped me expand my knowledge in things such as discipline and learning that I should, no matter how far I go in something, that even if I don't want to do it, but I need to do it to grow stronger. Chris here told me I should never give up.
Never give up. That's a great philosophy.
Well, it's such a important. I'm glad that you can share that, because it's different and it's empowering coming right from a student who is so young, but you're obviously poised and have learned a lot of great discipline from your training.
Yes.
It's a lot of hard work, I understand.
It is.
So you are learning some life lessons and gaining some life skills, but it's also, is it fun? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, and it's actually a really fun environment, and Chris makes it so that we all can help each other out, and we can all grow stronger together, and that's why I think it makes it like really fun to be in his dojo. It's such a helpful environment.
Chris really does a great job of having everybody, you kind of feel like one of Chris's kids when you walk into the dojo, when you've been a part of it for a few years. So
Yeah, you
that's
do.
fantastic. So you're a black belt now. So yeah, congratulations on that. How long have you been a black belt?
Actually, not a very long time, around 3/4 of a year.
Okay, okay. So obviously you had to go through some testing process to get your
Yes.
black belt. What was that like, testing for your black belt?
Well, testing for my black belt was actually, despite the fact that Chris makes all our lessons really fun and enjoyable, the test was actually a very intense environment. I mean, when I walked in that door, I saw all of the other black belts lined up against the wall with their papers out, ready to grade us.
Oh my goodness,
And-
intimidating.
Yeah. And I didn't think I could handle it, personally. I really didn't. But Master Chris told me to never, ever let in. So I walked in that front door, and I did my best. And to be honest, I learned a lot of stuff on the way. And in the end, I was very, very happy to see that I earned the black belt.
Well, excellent.
What a neat life lesson to learn too about kind of keeping poised and keeping that a little bit of that front when you're a little bit maybe intimidated or scared or
Yeah.
nervous, and being able to walk in and have that presence and that confidence. And look what happened. You got your black belt, and what an incredible accomplishment in your years of training and hard work paying off, and you must be so proud.
I am super proud. You know, I don't actually promote the kids to black belt. I pass that off to people who have not been invested so that they're not biased.
Right.
And so what's extremely important to see that is that I have a group of peers that have tested him and all the other black belts without any emotional involvement with the students.
Right.
And so then we know that when they earn their black belt, they've really earned their black belt.
Yeah.
Now he's at a junior black belt stage because we teach age-appropriate material.
Sure.
So he'll have to test again for his first degree black belt, which would be his adult rank, when he's about 15.
Okay.
And then, you know, there's 10 degrees of black belt if you spend your lifetime doing it.
That's really interesting because that was kind of where my thought process went with it is here's Nathan. How old are you?
12.
So 12 years old, already earned the black belt. Then what? But there's all these other steps.
Huge amount of information left over. You know, we're still in the skill building. We're still collecting information. And again, the age appropriate stuff, because it's serious stuff that we do at the dojo. It's just for self-defense. This isn't for playing.
Right.
We're not playing tag with each other. We're not sparring with each other. So it's very important to know that we can't teach these kids some of that stuff we teach to adults.
Right.
So they've got a long way to go still.
And that follows your tagline, great education, not recreation.
Not recreation,
This isn't
right.
play. This is serious stuff.
It's serious stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we always enjoy talking about this serious stuff
Thank
with
you.
you, Chris Martingilio
Yes.
from Martingilio Martial Arts. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're an
today.
impressive young man,
And
Nathan.
thank you,
Thank you.
Nathan.
Thanks
Yep.
for joining
Sure.
us.
Yep.
It's a pleasure.
Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are seated here at the J&K Security Solutions Model Smart Home off Park Street.
It's a great place to be.
It is. We're going to learn a little bit later about all the fabulous technology that is available in your home and ours. And we are also joined now by Tim, who is with the Madison Radicals, coach and general manager, a man of many hats. How are you?
I'm great.
Glad to see you. So, some really exciting things that we're talking about. We're going to brag on you for just a minute, but you went undefeated for the first time through the entire season and playoffs. Incredible.
Yeah, every year, this is our fourth season, and every year we've gotten a little bit better. And this year we managed to go 15-0. We won our playoff game last Saturday. It was a really close game, one of the closest ones of the year. It was tied in the fourth quarter, but we came back and managed to win. And So yeah, we completed our season, and now we just have to win a championship next weekend.
No big deal.
No big deal there, yeah.
Yeah, but incredible. I mean, what an incredible accomplishment to make it the entire season, especially going into some tough matches and other teams. I mean, I think that makes it even harder. You got to keep that mental toughness going through some of those more challenging scenarios.
Now, for your championship weekend, you have to win 2 games. Who do you play, and what will the games be like?
Yeah, it's a NCAA Final Four style event.
Sure.
So we play the Seattle Cascades first, and so they're a really good team. They have some of the best players in the world on their team, and if we manage to get by them, I expect the other Final Four game is the Dallas Roughnecks against the Toronto Rush, and Dallas team is also undefeated. There's never been 2 undefeated teams in the AUDL before. Dallas has a lot of players from California, Texas, and Colorado, and so they have a really wide base of players, and they're going to be a really tough team. So I expect if we get by Seattle, we'll probably end up playing Dallas, and it would be the first time 2 undefeated teams met each other.
I think it's important for people to know that this is not just something that's happening here in the Midwest. I mean, there's teams from all over the country that you guys are up against.
Yeah, it's all North America. There's actually 4
Right.
teams from Canada that are in the league too. Yeah.
Wow. So all over the place. However, you have a 31-game home winning streak. I mean, that is incredible. So talk about the confidence, and I mentioned a little bit about mental toughness going into these matchups, but your confidence has to be high having 31 home game wins.
Yeah, we lost our 2nd home game ever in the first year, and since then we haven't lost. And I think it's just the crowd has gotten bigger, and the players, just kind of want to do well for the crowd, and it's just easy to win at home. I don't know. We have a lot harder time on the road, but when we're in front of our home crowd, our guys just play really well, and the other teams seem to struggle a little bit. Particularly at the end, I think the crowd really gets into it. That happened in our playoff game where we had a 3-hour rain delay, and people still came out. The game didn't start till 9 o'clock, and at the end of the game, it was 11:15, and there was still 500 people in the stands.
Wow.
and cheering, and it was really, really cool, and it let us, I think, win that game. A little help at the end.
Absolutely. Well, we have some great fans here in Wisconsin, and I think obviously that helps having the support of those who are there cheering you on, and it makes it a little tough for the other team too.
Yeah, absolutely. And the championship weekend is August 6th and 7th, and it's at Bree-Stevens Field, correct?
Yep.
So what can fans expect to see when they come out to Bree-Stevens on August 6th or 7th?
Well, we'll have a ton of fun stuff going on. There's some kids clinics and advanced clinics in the morning, and then during the games, we're going to have a 300-foot zip line in the back end zone where people can do a zip line during the game if they want, I think, which will be really cool. We're going to have a dunk tank set up, and we're doing some charity events for the MAC Fund.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot of stuff going on all day, but the games start at 4 o'clock and they'll go until 9:30 or so, and that'll be the key time. The Mallards will be out serving food and beer and everything, so it's a really great fan experience, and I hope people come out and support us.
Oh, absolutely. And let's talk a little bit further about the fan experience and your experience with the fans. I mean, you guys have some of the best fans in the world, hands down. Why do you think it is that your fans here in the Madison area are so special and supportive of what you're doing?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. One, there was a lot of Ultimate that had been played here before this, so there's a lot of city leagues, there's a lot of high school teams. It's a growing sport, so I think a lot of people knew the sport a little bit already here. But then on top of it, I think there's something about Madison fans and Wisconsin sports fans that just, they support their teams. They travel well. And we kind of hoped that would happen for us, and it's been pretty amazing to see all these people come out and support us, and people who didn't know anything about Ultimate 4 years ago, now have Frisbees and their kids play, and it's been really neat for us.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that earlier. What an incredible sport that you can play really at any age, and it's growing.
It is growing, and it's kind of been a phenomenon, the way it just exploded over the past few years. So that's good news for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're part of that. I think a lot of people, it was happening everywhere, but no one had an opportunity to watch it. And
sure.
Setting up these kind of showcase games in a stadium where people can come out and see it has really helped people learn about the sport and play it.
Well, we just have a few seconds left, but can you give viewers just one or two great reasons that they should bring their families out to see the tournament on August 6th and 7th?
Well, it's a great family event. It's non-contact sport, but yet still really, emotional and fun, and everything that you want in a sport without the contact. And then you get to meet the players, and we're really good about going up in the stands and letting the fans come out in the field after the games and sign frisbees and everything. So, it's sort of unique to sports right now is that you still have that contact with the athletes that you might not get elsewhere.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much for joining us from the Madison Radicals coach and general manager. And we wish you the best of luck for the championship, although I don't think you'll need it.
Thanks,
you'll do
guys.
great. We'll be back with more Wisconsin Family here at J&K Security Solutions after the break.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Justin and I have been having a fabulous time here at the Model Smart Home of J&K Security Solutions off Park Street. And finally, the segment we have been promising you, we're going to talk about security cameras and how the technology has changed over the years. Boy, has it. But first, I want to introduce you to these probably familiar faces. We've got Bill Topol and Tom Spinoso joining us, and thank you for having us and hosting us, and it's always a lovely time here.
Welcome, glad to have you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, so we're going to dive a little bit into the technology aspect of security cameras. First, though, I think it's important to share with folks at home a little bit about J&K Security Solutions. This is a fabulous, fabulous company, and I want to make sure people know about it.
Sure, well, J&K has been around since 1985. Started as a key shop out of the owner's car and home, and settled here on Park Street in '87, became what is now J&K Security Solutions, and they've been on the area ever since. It's a family-owned and operated company, and as security has really progressed in terms of technology over the years, they've progressed with the times as well. We still do keys, but now we're doing commercial fire, commercial card access, residential security, commercial security. We have a hollow metal division that we weld our own doors. And then in the ever-changing times as well, there's the smart home division that we're in here, which we do audio, video, lighting integration, HVAC integration, and all the above.
Yeah,
we,
no big
we
deal.
think it's the most fun part of the company.
Yeah, I mean, we work in the good part of the company.
No kidding. Yeah, well, you sure do. And I just love the backstory. Thank you for sharing that, because I love how, boy, talk about coming from, really a small business to this fabulous, large family-owned local business, and that's the American dream, and here we are. I love it.
Always based out of Madison, always here in southern Wisconsin. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
cool. So today, obviously, we're talking about surveillance cameras, and the technology, as we know, has really evolved quite a bit. Can you talk to us exactly how the technology has changed over the years for surveillance cameras?
Well, I think one of the ways it's really progressed is the evolution of network-based devices or IP cameras. Most people think they see the old bread box style giant cameras on the outside of a building, and they think that that's what a security camera is, and it has that analog feed. That's not necessarily the case anymore. While those are still deployed in a lot of applications, these IP cameras the quality of them is getting significantly better, where that's what people are going towards nowadays. The storage is internal in some of these. They can be network-based storage, they can be cloud-based storage. The way we use the cameras and the internet connectivity of them has really changed how the recordings work and how people interface with them every day.
That's great. And how easy they are to use probably as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone's familiar with computers and smartphones and tablets and devices.
Yeah.
So the interfaces are becoming much more user-friendly, and people are being able to navigate them much simpler.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so neat. Talk to us a little bit about, so in talking about technology, you're really speaking to both residential and commercial. What are maybe some of the differences, though, in the needs between those two?
Well, I think whenever you're approaching a customer in terms of either residential or a commercial application, a needs analysis is really determined, especially with surveillance cameras. People's perception of what they're going to be able to see versus what they can see. And in a commercial application, maybe they're seeing a really large area, such as a parking lot with lots of sunlight, or they need to capture a license plate, or in a bank, maybe they really need to see somebody's face. Whereas maybe in a residential application, people would like to see their kids playing in the backyard while they're not home, or they want to see somebody ring their doorbell, or see the mailman, or in the winter time, they want to see the snowplow driver knock over their mailbox, perhaps, to prove that they did it. So
That must have been a real request.
Yeah, I feel like that's happened before.
it's happened a couple
I need a
times.
camera so I can see the snowplow guy. Anyway, so Tom, I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about the wireless cameras that are used.
Sure. I think, Justin, the wireless is a little bit of a misnomer, and here's the reason why. The wireless cameras are marketed primarily towards residential consumers, and there's a large variety of them out there. But most of the wireless cameras today still have to be plugged into a power source.
Sure.
So if you can imagine some of these applications that Bill is talking about where you're going to put a camera up on a wall, you still have a cord going down and plugging in for power. So it's not really truly wireless from that sense.
Right.
There is one manufacturer I can think of that does make a battery operated camera that's kind of a unique solution that's attached to your wall by a magnetic base, and so you put that up and put it, it's a magnet, it works great. But that's really the only technology out there, and the problem with those is as the batteries get weaker and weaker because you recharge them, your runtime is less and less and less. So, I mean, each one of these solutions has its own sort of advantages and disadvantages. So wireless is really do-it-yourself or residential. Jumps on your Wi-Fi, which can be good and bad because as Wi-Fi traffic increases, that camera is transmitting and recording all the time depending on what you choose for a storage solution. And so it can bring your wireless in your house down to a halt, actually. The last thing I'll talk to you about wireless cameras is the storage. It's really important, I think, if somebody's going to look for a wireless camera, two different camps. Cloud storage that you pay for on a monthly basis and storage that you can have in your own home. And those both have different considerations. Do I want my content in the cloud? Do I want to keep it local? And then what's that monthly fee look like? So wireless cameras can be as good as hardwired cameras, but there are some of those other considerations to take in.
And I think it's important for people to know that you guys will actually sort of update people's networks, home networks, so that they can run some of these pieces of equipment as well. That's part of what you do here at J&K.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't have to come with everything already installed in your home or the technology. They'll help you out with that. And along those same lines, talking about how much technology is available, how much technology has changed, where do you see as far as the future of technology? Where are we going?
Sure. I think as Bill mentioned, we're starting to see a lot of these wireless cameras being, or hardwired cameras being very easy to use, these IP cameras. So at a moment's notice, you can pick up your phone and get a visual of what's going on. These things can alert based on motion or based on an imaginary line somebody might cross to know that they're coming down your driveway, for example. That's really where the technology is going. Simpler, easier to use, and alerting, smart alerting, I guess is what we would call it. And that's what we're beginning to see today.
That's incredible.
And Bill, really quickly before we go, give viewers one great reason, or two if you have time, to as far as why they should go with J&K Security Solutions for surveillance cameras.
Well, the segment we're on is Wisconsin Family, I believe. So, I like to drive home the fact that we're a locally owned and operated family company, have been for 30 years, we will be for 30 more. We have other employees who are not family members who have worked here for 20 plus years. So there's that sense of dedication and family that extends beyond just the ownership of the company as well with our employees and our customers. I think it's really important. We're very well known and active in the community, and I think people will be very pleased with our services. We are heads above the competition, I believe. So.
Absolutely. Well,
a family-owned company that is there to offer services to protect your family.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Well, thanks for sharing all this great technology information with us, as always, and thanks for having us. This is Bill Topol and Tom Spinoso of J&K Security Solutions. If you have any questions, gosh, just stop in over here at the Smart Home. These guys are fabulous. Thanks so much.
Thanks
for being here.
Thanks to all of our guests for joining us today. Thank you for watching. Join us next time for Wisconsin Family.